Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to this brand new episode of Hockeytown Rundown. You're here with us once again, your beautiful hosts, Carlo and Zach. Carlo, happy beautiful Sunday once again, my friend. How's it going today?
Oh, it's going. Beautiful, beautiful day. That fall weather is starting to trickle in, and it couldn't come at a better time. How about you? You feeling that breeze over there?
It has been very nice to be able to go outside wearing some sweatpants, maybe a sweatshirt, taking the dogs to the park.
Yeah.
But I do want it to just stay 80s, maybe high 70s for a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I could just a couple more weeks. But you know what? This little tease is nice because it reminds you of what's coming. And I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but October 1st for me, that's my new year. That's Happy New Year for me. You got the weather that rolls in. That's a little bit different. You got fantasy football kicking off as well as the NFL season. You got fantasy hockey as well as the NHL season. That's my new year, man. And when that breeze just hits, it just sets the tone. It's beautiful. Let's get into it, man. We got a big one today. Considering the big news, the Detroit Red Wings dropped. But before we get into all that, I think you got something to say.
Like what?
Just the intro. Thanking everybody and where to go.
Carlo's right. Yes, we do have to stop and say thanks for joining us once again on this brand new episode of Hockeytown Rundown. If you are returning, if you are brand new, thanks for stopping by. We truly do appreciate it. If you haven't already, if you are viewing or listening to us on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well, hit the thumbs up on there, and then hit that notification bell that lets you know when these brand new episodes come out, as well as our short videos. And then you can also find us over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, you can watch and listen to us on there. You can leave us some comments on there as well. You guys are doing a fantastic job at doing that on both of those platforms. You can rate us the 5 stars and hit that follow button. That truly helps us out and takes us along this journey of growing and providing more content for you guys going over to Detroit Red Wings. And Carlo's right. October 1st is basically NHL fans' New Year, because the Detroit Red Wings and the NHL in general are starting very soon. We were just talking off air, 2 to 3 weeks from now, Carlo, they're going to be starting their prospect tournament. That's going to be happening in Texas. Then the following week is training camp, then the red and white game. It's all coming so quickly. We're so excited and thrilled and excited for this episode as well. You can also find us on all your major social media platforms like the X's, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Facebook, and the Threads. Go ahead and follow us on all of those social media platforms. We truly do appreciate it as we try to engage as much as possible with you guys. You guys just make it all the more fun for us and creating all this amazing content for you guys. And so, Carlo, let's go ahead and jump into it. And at this point, it's no secret. We're a little late to it, but it's still exciting news that the Detroit Red Wings have officially announced that they will be retiring number 91, Russian phenom, Sergei Fedorov. What does that mean to you?
I mean, to me, I want to hear from everybody what it means to them. But for me, I mean, listen, I'm in the group of, without Sergei, we don't win 3 cups in that 5-6 year window, 97, 98, 02. I know you could talk about the team and how amazing the team was and how well they were coached. We're talking about Sergei Fedorov. I don't think we win 3. I think we win cups, maybe 1, maybe 2. I don't think we win 3 without a guy like that. This is a lot for me, man. He's dude, that's part of the reason. That's what made me obsessed with the Detroit Red Wings. Stevie Y, Sergei Fedorov, and then shortly, I mean, not really, but like Brendan Shanahan. Those guys were what made me so obsessed with this team. And Sergei Fedorov, you can see my 2 boys in the back there, 1991. It's also my birth year. Not a big deal. Just aged myself. But Yzerman and Fedorov for me were just huge when it came to being such a young person, watching hockey, understanding hockey, and like just falling in love with the sport, falling in love with the team, watching those guys play. Spoiled. Absolutely spoiled to be able to do that. So for me, this jersey retirement it's obviously long overdue. This should have been done a long time ago, but water under the bridge. It's happening now, and I couldn't be more thrilled and excited for that to happen. And I absolutely love that it's happening on a night where the Wings play Carolina. That is just chef's kiss. Well done, well done, well done.
That's exactly what this photo is. Cup winner against Carolina. The final photo of them rushing to the ice hoisting up the cup. No, that's awesome, Carlo, and I think that's great. But yes, we would love to hear from you guys on what it means to have Sergei Fedorov's jersey retired in the Rafters, put up there forever. No one ever to wear that number again in a Detroit Red Wings uniform. To me, Carlo, what it means is that, just to kind of get it out of the way, we don't ever have to hear this again. We don't have to hear the whole, there's a conflict between the Ilitches and Fedorov and this and that, and it's finally happening. And it's, like you mentioned, way long overdue. Sergei Fedorov's jersey should have been retired long ago. To me, without someone like Sergei Fedorov, there could have been a chance that we wouldn't have won any of those cups. The impact, the style of play that he brought, not only to this team, but in the NHL, was world-class, ungodly, and just a prime example of where hockey was heading. What type of direction that we would be in now. I would say that he is a big part as to what the NHL has become. Not just the Detroit Red Wings as a franchise in the NHL, but the NHL as a sport. The world of hockey changed, I firmly believe, because of the way that he was as a player. But without someone like him being a Detroit Red Wing, well, I know I already said it, but I'm not sure if we can say that we would have the 3 Stanley Cups that we have gotten in 97, 98, and 02 with him. And I do want to throw it out there. I had to immediately go out there and buy his jersey with all 3 patches because I know for a fact that he will be coming to Detroit. We all know that. That's clear. I know for a fact he's going to be signing stuff. He's going to be signing memorabilia for people. I don't know if it's going to be in person or what, but I will be going to that game, much like a lot of other Red Wings fans. I will do everything in my power to get that jersey signed by that beautiful Russian man. Carlo, to you, what is your favorite Sergei Fedorov moment during his time with the Detroit Red Wings?
Oh, for me, this one's easy, man. I'm so happy you asked this question. For me, I don't know if you guys, I hope you guys remember this because it was absolutely grotesque. Brett Hull flying down the left wing, fires a pass to Sergei, who's driving the net, sauces it over, and Sergei one-hand backhand taps it in.
Yeah, that was
repeat. A sauced pass by Brett Hull, and Sergei one-handed backhand out of the air, probably 2 inches off the ice, tucks it. It was disgusting. It was, I remember where I was. I remember what I was doing. I remember absolutely losing my mind. And I kept rewinding to see how that went in. And that, for me, was my all-time favorite Sergei moment, man. That and when he would play defense. I thought that was just a nice flex. But that goal was absolutely money. How about you? This is a great question.
There's 2. I would say there's obviously the game against the Washington Capitals where he absolutely put the team on his back and scored all 5 of the goals.
Yep.
My second favorite moment is...
It's an easy one.
I would say when he joined the NHL, I would say his whole entire first season was just him bursting out into the scene, and everyone was just blown away by this Russian kid just coming out of nowhere and destroying. He put up a point per game in the season in 77 games, 31 goals, 48 assists for 79 points, and you enter in the playoffs, almost a point per game player there, and the rest is history. He was essentially almost a point per game player throughout his whole entire career, minus on the back ladder. He had a couple missteps there, whatever, no big deal, but should have stayed a Red Wing forever. We won't go into too much detail about that, however, but I love how you brought up his defensive play.
Business can get ugly.
Because he definitely could have been maybe not the best defenseman on the team.
Not a defenseman, but if he was asked to play, he could do it. He was that good at hockey.
Yeah, and the coaching staff always said that he would have been one of the best defensemen on this team, and because of his defensive style play is what elevated this team the most. And I'm backtracking now, once again, and I'm going to say it again. I don't know if I can say we would have won all 3 cups without a Sergei Fedorov because of his defensive style of play.
100%, dude. His defensive style of play, but his raw talent for setting up unreal plays and scoring unreal goals. That guy was, dude, you talk about a complete package. You're talking about a playmaker, a sniper, and a defenseman. all in one. Like, yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance you're winning 3. I'll die on that hill. There's no chance you're winning 3 without Sergei, man. No chance.
Just wanted to show off some of his stats as well. I know that I mentioned his first NHL season, but following up from that, 80 games played, 86 points, 73 games, 87 points. Then in 93, 94, 82 games, 56 goals, 64 assists for 120 points. Hovering above that point per game in the playoffs, then you finally get to 94, 95. 24 points, 20 points, 20 points, 20 points.
One person I want to say, though, one person that I was extremely happy for, and I had to reach out to him online. Probably know who I'm talking about. But Peter Andrianopoulos. I hope I got that right, Peter, but shouting Peter out because he kind of started this whole Retire 91 thing online on Twitter with the shirts and the merch and the signs at the game. He's been waiting for this for a long time, so I just wanted to give him his flowers too because I know that guy was probably super, super stoked when this announcement came out. So way to stick with it, Peter. Your day has come. Hopefully we see you January 12th, buddy. You know what I'm also pumped for, real quick?
Sure.
What did you make of his commentary? That article that came out of him obviously getting the phone call from Chris Ilitch, and he went on a little bit about how he would love to, if asked, be a part of the organization. What do you make of that? Do you see a Sergei Fedorov joining, maybe not necessarily the front office? I think he really likes his time in Russia, but maybe like a lead Russian scout. What do you think of him joining the organization kind of officially in that capacity? What are your thoughts there, Zach?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's very interesting considering looking at previous players of the Detroit Red Wings that are currently within the organization. Cleary, Zetterberg at some capacity, Cronwall at some capacity. You had to create and make up a role for Nicholas Lidstrom, assistant to the assistant manager, vice president, whatever his actual title is. Steve Yzerman, obviously, Sean Horkoff. There's probably a few others as well that I can't think of off the top of my head, but is it unthinkable? No. The question is, though, at what capacity would he come in at? I love the idea of being a Russian scout. I think that would be fantastic because obviously there are some really good steals that you can grab in the later rounds because all the really good Russian players, they get taken within the first 10 picks of the first round of the NHL draft. The Demidovs and the Michkovs, obviously, that just come off right off the top. So I would love them for that. I wonder if there might be space for him to coach, maybe be in front office, maybe for Grand Rapids. I don't know. Oh, to answer your question, Carlo, yeah, I would love it. I think that's fantastic. I don't think it's out of the question. I don't foresee it happening anytime soon, though.
I just don't know if he wants to, I think he wants to stay in Russia. Like, he's been there. He hasn't been over here. This is going to be his first time over here in a while. I feel like he just wants to stay in Russia. So for us to just give him a role, or for the Red Wings to give him a role as a head Russian scout or whatever you want to call it, I could totally see that happening sooner than later because it's a Russian scout. Like, you're going back to Russia anyways, go and scout for us. Let's do this. Like, that type of role I could see happening relatively quickly because nothing really changes in his personal life in terms of where he lives, which is a very big thing for people getting a job. Like, where do I live and where do I work? But for anything else that's like more ingrained with the team, whether it's like you mentioned GR or even the Red Wings, that part I don't really see. Who knows, though? I mean, who knows? But the Russian scout piece, I think, would be plausible, definitely plausible, and could happen sooner than later. But just a quick little tidbit I wanted to talk on based off what I was reading in that article, which was a great read. He had some really nice things to say, and always a Red Wing at heart. I mean, he says the right things.
Carlo, follow-up question to all this exciting stuff that's going to be happening to Detroit. I made this tweet, and it was saying, with Larkin being finally a dad, a girl dad at that, you understand. You know the strength that comes from that. The new center ice logo, and then the announcement of Sergei Fedorov'S jersey retirement. I made a tweet out there saying that it's meant to be that the Detroit Red Wings have a clear shot at making the playoffs because of all this magic. You can kind of feel it in the air a little bit. We hope that the players and the coaching staff are feeling it as well. 2 questions, I guess. 1, are you with me on the Detroit Red Wings making the playoffs because of the superstition that I have? We'll call it that, a superstition. Or do you follow with some of the others that just because we got these nice things, that doesn't mean anything? And also at the fact that a lot of these were gimmies because the Detroit Red Wings haven't done anything in the last 10 to 15 years.
Well, it's easy to say that these are gimmies based off the results of the Red Wings and their seasons over the course of the last decade. It's easy to say that, but I do think they're going to make the playoffs this year. The vibes are too high, man. The vibes are too high. Unless something terrible happens or something goes terribly wrong, I do see them finally getting in again because of those vibes. I understand the gimme thing. It's easy to say that. It's easy to say that based off of, like I said, based off of everything that's gone on. But when you're doing these things, yeah, it could be to get some fan engagement and get the fans a little bit more excited for sure. But listen, if we're as excited as we are, you got to think the players are too. They're just as much as humans as you or I. So for me, that's why I back up the claim of why I think they're going to make the playoffs. And I hope they do. Because it's just like things are just vibing so hard right now with this team and this franchise. So we have to see how it all plays out, right? We got to see how it all plays out. But yeah, I'm pumped, dude. I'm really pumped.
Yeah, for me, I don't like the fact that some fans, if they even want to call themselves Red Wings fans, sometimes I even question loyalty on some people on the radio, people on Twitter, just ripping apart Detroit sports for absolutely no reason. I understand that as content creators or influencers or sports radio hosts or whatever you do in sports media, I understand that you have to be critical, but calling this a gimme, I think is absolutely wrong, considering the fact that it's your 100th anniversary as a franchise. You're celebrating the 100 years, not the last decade, much like how you mentioned. So I will agree with you on that. They were also saying that it's a gimme on the Fedorov because it makes fans happy. Yes, it makes fans happy, but that is a lot of disrespect to what Sergey Fedorov did for this organization. Because once again, I believe this is my 4th or 5th time saying this, we possibly would not have those 3 Stanley Cups if it wasn't for Sergey Fedorov. There is a very good chance. And so that is very disrespectful to say that we're only retiring Sergey's number because the fans want this. Sergey doesn't want it? You don't think Sergey Fedorov doesn't want his jersey up in the rafters because of all the good things that he brought for us? Some fans just have that weird attachment to what happened in the past on why he left, and they just can't seem to let it go. I think that's what it stems from. So I find it completely disrespectful to Sergey, the organization, and calling it a gimme is absolutely wrong in my eyes.
Listen, I think you're bang on. This isn't about what Sergey wants. This isn't about what the fans want or what the fans need. It's not about that. This is 100% about what Sergey Fedorov accomplished in the NHL. And it's about respecting his talent. Like, you go and look at what he did. Go look at his stat sheet, his score, whatever. Look at every sheet you want on the guy, and then go watch his highlights. Once you do both of those things, you're going to completely be like, yeah, this guy's number, it has to be retired. Like, when the news came out, how many people were just like, yeah, okay, it's about time. Like, it was the most expected thing that never happened due to some lame big business reasons from, Mr. Ilitch and Little Caesars and then Carolina's guy and CompuWare. Jeff Merrick actually broke down a lot of the details of that. I want to say it was last summer, maybe 2 summers ago. He broke it down really, really well. But man, that's all water under the bridge, dude. Like, that's just business and how things work sometimes. You can't really hold Sergey Fedorov accountable for that. I mean, if he was doing what he was doing and he wasn't, I don't know the contract details or whatever, but if he wasn't getting paid and he found an outlet to go and get paid, good on him. Good on anybody. So for me, it's not about what anybody wants. It's about respecting the fact that Sergei Fedorov was an unbelievable talent. He's up there with a lot of those big names that you talk about. And let's face it, nobody's worn his numbers since. It was like an unwritten secret code that nobody wears 91. Right?
Oh,
so it was a matter of time.
Fedorov's number, same thing with Datsuk's number, all those guys.
Yeah, dude, it's a matter of time. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's just my little top up on that, man. I think it's just about respecting the fact that Sergei Fedorov was a unbelievably elite talent, and he deserves to have that number in the rafters without any single doubt at all, regardless of whatever may have happened in the past. That number's going up. I'm super stoked. I'm super proud, and it's definitely the right call, and it's definitely the right time. Like you said it, the 100th year of this team. Let's go. Let's absolutely go.
Can you name me another NHL player that also had a shoe skate made for him and that was presented to people to buy?
Dude, that's the other thing. Like, exactly. Who else has had that? Who else had that impact in hockey? It's another reason why his number's being retired and everybody should just love it. But those white Nikes, dude. I don't know the answer to your question. I'm hoping you have an answer, and I'm hoping the answer is nobody, but I don't know. But those white Nikes, dude.
No, that's what I'm saying. The impact that he had off the ice to the generation of its time. Yeah. There were so many people online that were saying, dude, I did everything that I could to get my hands on those skates and those shoes. Like, if I could get both, then I'd get both. It's just absolutely amazing the impact that he made both on and off the ice. And once again, it's disrespectful that people are calling it a gimme, and it's disrespectful to the organization and to the player and to us as fans personally. So if anyone says that it's a gimme and they don't understand why that jersey should be retired, then tell them to go figure it out, bud. Go kick rocks or something. Go watch a video online of it. That's the best answer.
Yeah, it really is, man. It really is. I mean, it's the only answer. All right, so before we wrap this one up, there's one more person, maybe it's a group of people that we have to mention. We have to absolutely give them their flowers on how they did this and what they did leading up to it. But the Detroit Red Wings social media team has to be and I'm not saying this, I'm trying not to say this with any bias, they have to be the best social media team online. If you guys seen what they did, and it was interesting because like there was a lot of weird things happening, like 9 o'clock, or I think it was 9:10 p.m. Good night, Hockeytown. It's like, okay, good night, admin. What are we doing right now?
Mid-July.
Okay, good night. Yeah, like what are we doing? What do we do? So that happens, and then later on the next day, I guess and I put something out there saying, listen, something's up. Like I can smell something, the vibes, what's going on here? Like, and I commented about that. Sure enough, the next day rolls around and everyone starts kind of hyper focusing on these timestamps and 9:10, 91, 0. It's like, what's going on? And then sure enough, 9:10 a.m., 910, they announce it and Sergey is retired. But then they said, you guys should also look at the first letter of our last posts between 9:10 a.m. on this day and 9:10 p.m. on the other day, which they said that good night Hockeytown randomly at 9:10 p.m. So sure enough, the detectives online went and did just that and pulled up a little bit of a montage of what everything kind of works out to. And again, it was what's the first letter of every single post. Check this out, folks. Boom. So you got NINETY for 90. ON, and it was enjoy your night, Hockeytown. Again, 9:10 p.m. A random night. What are we doing? And it all started with new guy's birthday, Mr. Travis Hamonic. So clever, very clever, and a big claps to the social media team, the admins who run that account. because that is some Easter egg stuff. And from here on out, we are going to be hyper dissecting every single thing you post. So thank you for making us all absolute lunatics. We're putting this one on you. But yeah, I wanted to give them their flowers, man, because that was just that was awesome. I don't know if you caught any of that, or if you were following along, or if you thought any of those posts were weird, but it was for a reason. And 91 is up in the rafters, and away we go.
Yeah, honestly, I never followed with that. Although I thought it was very clever of them. Like I said, all random days, all random times. One was at like 11:30. The one that you showed, the last one was at 9-10 o'clock at night. Everyone was just going bananas. It was just amazing job by the social media team. People, persons, everyone that was involved in that. It was a very well kept secret. There were a couple times too where our social media team would go out there and suspect that something was coming as well. At one point we mentioned something about, hey, like where are these new jerseys? Showcase the jerseys. We haven't seen those yet. Everyone keeps on asking, what's inside that briefcase? What's going on? There's still a lot to be seen here as well. And so there might be other Easter eggs that we haven't quite caught on yet. So for those that are good at this stuff, please crack the code. We want to know. We need to see these things. We need to know.
I want to know what's in the briefcase.
But like you mentioned, Carlo, it was a fantastic job by the team. They played it off very well.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone just went bonkers, bananas over it. And it was a very good morning that morning when they announced it. And especially when they teased everyone. Everyone saw that tweet like, hashtag retire number 91. And everyone's like, well, tweet deleted. Mess up, fire the admin right now for that mess up. And it's like, nope, plot twist. Here you go, boys and girls. And in the videos that they created as well, Carlo, they were just chef's kiss. Pure bliss. Amazing. Loved every minute of it.
It was incredible. I watched that video. I think I've watched that video 91 times just to see what else is going on in there. But I certainly want to know what's in that briefcase, because I do expect that briefcase to make another debut and another little 2 to 3 minute video. And I have a feeling it has something to do with the jersey for this coming season. So, I mean, let's see what happens. But like I said, man, there's just so much to be excited about. 100 years of the Detroit Red Wings. Hockeytown's back. And maybe we'll wrap it up on this, Zach. I do have one thing I want to say to everybody who's all bent out of shape about Hockeytown being on center ice. Players don't deserve it. I've heard that one. The team sucks. They should get that when they're back in the playoffs. I think there's a very big point being missed here. Hockeytown is never about the players on the ice. Hockeytown has always been about the fans in the stands. And as far as I'm concerned, Detroit has and always will be Hockeytown. And the fact that they've put that back on to the ice to identify that we are Hockeytown is a nod to the fans like you and I couldn't be more happy that we're seeing that back. Now, you can get into the design aspect and the cosmetics. Well, it's blocking the Centennial logo. Yeah, I get it, but at the end of the day, that was done by the fans for the fans, and that's the one thing I love that the Detroit Red Wings organization did. They totally made the fans decide that one, but again, Hockeytown is about the fans. It's a nod to the fans, and it's appreciated, hopefully, by the fans. I know it's appreciated by myself. I'm sure I can speak on behalf of you that it's appreciated for you, but Hockeytown's back on center ice. The vibes are high. And that's how we're going to wrap up this episode of Hockeytown Rundown. Zach, what do you think?
I agree. Copy and paste. Control C, Control V, everything that you just mentioned. Yeah, it's for the fans. Absolutely. And I love the fact that they let us, the fans, decide what we wanted to put as the center ice logo for this upcoming season.
Yep.
I think that that's fantastic, and that's something that they should utilize moving forward, because it showcases that they truly do care about us. And we always nitpick. Ticket prices are too high. This team sucks. They haven't made the playoffs in so long, like you just mentioned too. But we're all still going to go. We're all still going to watch, because that's the one thing about hockey fans, is that they know how to stay loyal to their team. The Detroit Red Wings, most importantly, Detroit Red Wings fans. You look at some of the other teams, and when their teams suck, their fans do not show up quite like how Detroit Red Wings fans do, Carlo.
You look at how the fans show up. You're in Florida. You're in Utah. You're in wherever. West Coast trip. There's red and white all over the stands there. Like the team travels so well, so does the fan base, and Hockeytown's back, baby. Let's go.
Hockeytown is back. Yes, it is. Yeah, I think this is a good wrap-up point here, Carlo. Talking about Sergei Fedorov, what he meant to the organization, what that means moving forward, and everything else that's been happening, and how we see a world where, because of all the hype and all the greatness that comes with it, that the Detroit Red Wings are feeling it. The players, the coaches, the organization as a whole could get a huge boost from all of this that has taken place and could help elevate them into a playoff position. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Everything's coming up very quickly, like we mentioned at the beginning of this episode. But from here, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And once again, want to say thank you to all of you that joined us on this brand new episode. Once again, if you are returning, but if you are brand new and made it to the tail end, we truly do appreciate it. Why don't you go ahead and take the time, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and hit that notification bell that lets you know when these brand new episodes come out, as well as our shorts. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. If you are watching or listening to us on either of those platforms, go ahead and rate us 5 stars and hit that follow button as well. You can also engage with us on all the social media platforms like the Twitter X's, the Instagrams, the Facebook, the Threads, and the TikToks, where we do have amazing content on there as well. And once again, you can communicate with us on all of these platforms. We love engaging with you guys. We want you guys to go ahead and leave a comment down on this video, what you guys think about Sergei Fedorov jersey retirement, what he meant to you, what you think that he meant to this organization. And Carlo, we asked this, or at least we said it. We don't think that we wouldn't have gotten these 3 Stanley Cups without him. So let us know what you guys think. Would we have gotten the 3 Stanley Cups? And so from here, Carlo, we'll see y'all on the next
big one.
See ya.
Yeah. Later.
Bye.